Eva turned around. Sandy and Charisse sat in a booth at the back of the restaurant. They sat on the same side of the table, so close together that Charisse was practically in Sandy's lap. Sandy's the boyfriend, and Charisse is the girl that he's like been kissing. And he's not supposed to be kissing her.
Oh.
Okay.
Wait. So basically what's happening is the friend for the homecoming queen is with the brother of the homecoming queen.
Mm-hmm.
And they're having pizza and coke.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was the homecoming queen's boyfriend was there.
He's also at this pizza place, and he's with another girl that isn't the homecoming queen.
Okay.
Okay. Disgusted, Eva watched as Sandy pulled Charisse even closer and kissed her on the mouth. No wonder Jeremy's upset, Eva thought. Tanya's his stepsister. Tanya's the homecoming queen.
They kissed him on the what? Huh?
They kissed on the mouth. And they're not supposed to do that because he's got a girlfriend. It's Tanya, the homecoming queen.
Oh my gosh. Ew.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Heather. It is the 25th day of Shorty September, and we're on our 27th book. Okay. Also, today, I have to go to my fucking office. I checked back, looking at like all my Shorty September stuff, and I haven't been to the office at all in September. It's like a collection of reasons, really, due to like people being on holiday, things like the building being closed, and I sprained my ankle, like things like that. Like they just sort of like things hit like that. Normally, I would go into the office once, twice a week. My husband just burped in the shower. Did you hear that? He's like a feral animal. I hope it didn't show up on the camera and I can delete this. But yeah, so normally I'd go in like once or twice a week into the office, but it's been basically the whole of September and I haven't been yet. So I haven't had to grapple yet in Shorty September with reading a book and going into the office for most of the day. Okay, but I'm going in today. And today's book, right, is Thornhedge by T. Kingfisher. I've already read a bit of it, and I think, if I remember correctly, it's about like a fairy, or like fae people who steal a human child and raise the human child, and then get the human child to like protect fairy things for them. I don't know, just gotta like protect this tower thing? I don't know, we'll see now. I've only read like 2 pages. But first things first, bitches. Okay, I finished this one. I left you in suspense yesterday because I had to finish the vlog before I finished the book. But I finished it last night while reading to Adwell. Like she falls asleep to be like reading mild horror books to her, so hopefully she doesn't end up weird. But fully enjoyed. I'm gonna go with 4 stars on that one, mainly because these books are awful. You expect them to be awful, and still it's enjoyable in its awfulness. So the 4-star rating is for the experience of having come for the awfulness, got exactly what I was looking for, and left satisfied. Not, you know, due to like the literary merit of the book. Like, the setup of this one was that like there's supposed to be loads of like confusion around misunderstandings with a movie that's being filmed alongside everything about a murder. So there's like murders, like actual murders and stuff, but also a movie being filmed by one of the students that has students acting in it that's about murder. So it'd be like, oh, I'm gonna murder you, oh, I've murdered you, and the people going, oh, they're like over here, you know, and then it just turns out that it's a movie or whatever. Like that's a huge sort of theme throughout the book, and it reminds me of this episode of I Love Lucy, where Lucy overhears these new neighbors moving in downstairs who are like actors. It's like a husband and wife couple who are acting in a play about Russian spies, and so they've got like really awful like Russian accents on, and they're sort of like doing lines in the apartment. They're like, we are going to kill the president, like that, and she sort of like hears it and she's like, what? Anyway, I feel like this theme of like overhearing murder plays is, you know, classic slapstick. And I enjoyed it. Okay. I have to get up and shower. I'm not happy about it. I have to find clothes to wear.
Like work yourself up to it. So as far as I know, busting at the seams with stuff.
Bus.
Nothing's
Club.
exploded yet?
Another club. Another club.
Soup?
Again? Again, Soup?
I just wish my dog would look after pandas. It just looks like the best dog in the world. I'm quitting this job and going to China and looking after pandas for the rest of my life. Is there a better job? Name it.
Like, did you see the one where they took the baby panda away from its mother because it needed medical care, and then they gave it back like a couple weeks later, and the mother panda was like,
I love how they just are so shit with their kids. And they're like, no wonder they're going extinct. Pandas can use as parents. Because they keep like rolling on them and like throwing them across the room. And they're tiny, they're like that big.
Like that one where it was like all the panda babies and the panda mommies going down the slide.
Yeah.
That's the kind of mommy I want to be.
They're just like, they don't really care about their kids. They're like, yeah, I can have another one. Like, you know. They give them food to take the babies off them. Because if you give a panda like a bit, like, I don't know, anything in their hand and they've got a baby, they'll just drop the baby on the floor and go, oh yeah, okay. And then they just take the baby away.
Like, I don't know what's wrong with that. Like, you know. Okay, so in Thornhedge, we're halfway through. And it's pretty good. I'm enjoying it. So, this is a synopsis, okay? I wasn't really sure about it this morning, but it's this girl. She's a baby. She's born into royalty, to a king and a queen. And before she's even had any food or mother's milk at all, because her mother is like dying when she's born, she's like just sort of put in a crib really quickly and not watched over, and the fairies steal her and switch her out with a changeling fairy baby. So then she goes into like fairy world and she's raised by them, and because she's never had human food before, they stole her like from, you know, a minute after birth. She's able to sort of like take on some of their magic that they give her, so she's become like a sort of half human, half fairy child. And because in fairy world time works different, she grows to be about 9 years old, and then she's taken off fairyland by like a goddess or whatever, and brought back to her original castle home, to her original parents, where the baby that they've just stuck in her place is still a baby. Like, it's only been 5 days in that land, so it's been 9 years in the other land, and this like human child is 9 years old, but it's only been 5 days in the other land, and like the changeling child is still like a baby. And the goddess brought this like half fairy, half human girl to the human world, her original home, so that she can like keep this changeling child from doing harm. And she tries to like put a magic gift on her to like not do any harm, but she says the words all wrong and messes it up. So instead of just sort of doing the magic and leaving her there for the magic to work, she has to actually physically stay there in that castle and physically stop her doing harm instead of for the magic just to work it. So now she's like the baby's nanny and like keeps this like evil baby from like torturing dogs and stuff by like grabbing her and punishing her and stuff like that. But that part about the baby is just her telling the past. So now in like the current time or whatever, I think it's like well, she said she's talking to this like knight, who's found her. She's talking to him, and he's like, you didn't know it's 200 years after the plague or whatever, you know. She's been there for hundreds of years in this spot where she's like looking over a sleeping maiden who we don't know who that is, but I reckon it must be this like child that she's a nanny for, but we'll see. But now it's like in the future, and she's been looking over this maiden so long that she has no idea what's going on in the human world. And this knight, he sort of like learns of this situation. He learns this story from like a book or something in a monastery, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna go find that sleeping maid and I'm gonna lift that curse and blah blah blah. And that's how he's found this sort of fairy girl who's watching over the maiden. That's where we're at the minute. I'm really enjoying it. I think it's really cute. I really love T. Kingfisher as an author, and now I want to read literally everything she's ever written. It's so lovely. Y'all, look what I just got for my birthday. It's a Dolly Parton coloring book. Is this motherfucking kidding me? It's killing it. Also, cute as shit dog mug. Am I right? Like, to be fair, my other mug in the office, like, I haven't cleaned it out in a whole month. Didn't expect to be away from the office for a whole month, and now it's growing a farm. It can only be cleansed with fire and must now be thrown out and replaced. Also this, I'm gonna put it on my backpack. What would Dolly do? Babe, should I get these?
You can wear them when you go to Lidl.
Like, I like them. I don't hate them, babes. I think these would be cute on me.
Look at them. It smells like clean toilets.
It does smell a bit like public toilet.
But it smells like clean toilet, doesn't
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, still not great. I like this one. You don't like this tropical one?
I hate that one.
Oh. I think it smells like flowers.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I like that one best, actually. It's like cinnamony. Okay, we have finished it, and it was really good. So good. Like, maybe 5 stars? Like, definitely 5-star enjoyment level, but like, I'm thinking about the books that I've given 5 stars to in Shorty September thus far, and like, they were really, really good. Maybe it's not quite up there. Maybe it's like 4.7 stars, like that. But really good. I enjoyed it. It was like a very sort of like traditional folktale type in the end, which I really liked. Okay, tomorrow's book is Dracula's Guest by Bram Stoker. This is supposed to be part of actual Dracula, like 19th century Dracula, but it was left off for some reason and then published posthumously by Bram Stoker's wife, I think, like that, or like his family. Anyway, it's like extra Dracula business, and I loved Dracula. Friggin' love it. I've always wanted to go to Widgeby, and like it's sort of up by where my in-laws live-ish, because they live in Doncaster, so that's sort of northeast-ish by Whitby, sort of. So I always thought if I go up and visit them, maybe I'll be able to go to Whitby at some point, but it is just like that little bit too far. Anyway, it's completely pointless to this whole thing, just extra rambling, sorry. But tomorrow we're doing this. Also, I found in Libby, I think, or something, like some sort of library app, that there's an audiobook of this as well. So today it was a bit sort of like worrying. I did it in the end, but it's quite late. It was a bit worrying to go to the office and then sort of fit the book in as well. We need to do shopping and like go to Lidl and like do a bunch of stuff. So this one, if I'm having a hard time reading the book, I can just hit the audiobook. Okay, if you've gotten this far, thank you for watching. Thank you for the comments and everything, for hanging out this whole month. Like, we are in the last stretch, man. Like, only a couple more days left. And also, I may end it 2 days early because I'm 2 days ahead. I might be a bit stressed about this half marathon business. But we'll see. Anyway, sorry. A lot of rambling. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow.